Tiger shot a 69 first round, and I got to see a lot of his round. I saw some of it live, then I saw it on tape delay. But he comes up 18. He outdrives Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy. So Rory's one of the top 3 longest drivers on tour, and Tiger outdrives everybody. And then they all 3 birdie the 18th hole. But there's nobody like him. There's still nobody like him in that sport. Now, you can go back to Arnie's Army, where you had that, that draw, that magnetism. But, Jack wasn't as much of a fan favorite. They rooted for Arnie. Jack was just a better golfer. But Tiger, you still look at people who want to get out there and get a glimpse of him playing well. And I always wished for people who didn't get a chance to see him in his prime when he was dominating, that you would get a chance to see a glimpse of greatness. Now, he doesn't have that flair that he once had as far as swinging, from his shoes. But he has those moments where you go, he still has it, even at his age with everything he's gone through. And here he is, limping with, a leg that we thought he might lose, going against 2 of the young stars in the game. Rory's the best player, one of the best players in the game. Justin Thomas has won a couple of majors. And Tiger's going toe-to-toe with those guys. It was fun to see. Great crowds at one of my favorite golf courses, Riviera. Some golf courses look easier when you watch them on TV. Some courses look a little bit tougher. If you play TPC and you have the Island Green, the 17th, it's intimidating. And having played that, where you're walking up the 16th and a par 5, I believe, and you can't help but you start looking over at the Island Green. You just do. When you play Augusta, when you play the 11th, all you do is you get up towards the green. You can't help but start looking at the 12th green, the par 3 12th at Augusta. You get into your own head. But the one thing about like Pebble Beach can be really difficult depending on the weather. But the scenery is so spectacular. You can have a bad round, but not a bad day. The same with Augusta. Like, nobody who plays it can go, nah, that was not a fun day. It's still, you're playing Augusta, you might have a bad score. But there's certain golf courses, and Riviera is tricky because it's Riviera, it's Los Angeles, Pacific Palisades, it's beautiful. Celebrities, live all around the golf course there. But it took away my lunch, man, and my dinner. It roughed me up. I got roughed up at Riviera. That's a long list of people probably, because it's very, very deceiving. But watching yesterday, watching Tiger play, having a couple of those moments, it's fun. And I hope he gets an opportunity. I don't know if he plays after this and he waits for the Masters, and I hope he makes the cut. But you can see where there's still that. I don't know if you ever get tired of hearing that roar. Or maybe you think you're getting tired of it, then you miss it, and then you hear it again, and you're like, oh, my gosh. There's no feeling like that. Yeah, more.
Tiger seems a little, I guess, softer is the word. Have you seen guys, who are, known as like, hard guys, I guess, for lack of a better term, as they get older and as they see the end of their career and they kind of, become more reflective about their career and seeing it come to an end?
Yeah, I think, Tiger almost saw his life come to an end. I think Tiger's finally savoring this and enjoying this, where you get locked in. Remember how many times would it be Tiger versus the field? The pressure every single tournament that he was in. Here's Tiger talking about his first round yesterday.
It was nice that I had this unbelievable pairing. 2 great guys, 2 great friends, and the atmosphere was fantastic. The people were obviously very supportive. They were just cheering all of us on, which was great. And it just made this tournament better. And I happened to actually hit some good shots finally, and made a couple of putts. And even though I had a little mishap at 10, I was able to fight back and kind of get it going, and it was a nice finish.
The odds, according to DraftKings, to win the tournament, Tiger's odds right now, long odds to win, but to finish in the top 20 is plus 230. John Rahm to win it all is plus 300, then Max Homa, then Rory, Colin Morikawa, Keith Mitchell, and then Justin Thomas. Yes, Eaton.
You were talking before about how Tiger might miss the roar of the crowd, which I think any athlete would miss the sound of that, right, fans? But he has something called the Tiger roar, which that's his own type of roar that was different than any other golfer was experiencing, right?
If you go to Augusta, and I tell people, if you can't even go for a practice round, but go and you can hear the crowd roar. And there's certain roars. I remember hearing a roar, and I was on the second green, above the second green, and somebody had a hole-in-one at 16. And I'm standing next to somebody who goes there every year, and he goes, "Oh, that's a hole-in-one roar." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, you can tell." And so you could hear different roars. And then you heard one roar, and the guy next to me goes, "Tiger." And I went, "Oh, boy." So if you're playing golf and you hear those, then you're thinking, "Oh, God, what's he doing?"
And then if you're the guy that's named after, that only you can cause that roar, how do you walk away from that?
I know.
Yeah, that must just be incredibly difficult.